Bonjour à tous et à tous, ravi de vous recevoir, vous retrouver sur ce plateau télé SCD en direct de Millipol. Et on va accueillir pour cette séquence Sean Tan. Hello and thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
You are the Assistant Chief Executive in charge of programs at HTX Singapore.
Yes.
And you will explain us what your organization does and what your role is exactly. So can you please explain us what HTX does and what is its role?
Okay. HTX is actually the short form for a very long name, which is Home Team Science and Technology Agency. So the X, we are more affectionately known as HTX because the X represents our desire to use science and technology to force multiply the frontline officers. HTX is the single science and tech agency that takes care of all the science and technology capabilities for the entire home team. So we look at the front-end planning, even the procurement of it, and the implementation, and thereafter the sustainment of it. So it is something like what we call from the cradle to the grave. So it's a one-stop agency that takes care of all the requirements, whether it's police, life-saving, prisons, or the border control.
Yeah. That's a very extensive role.
Yeah.
And what are currently the key technologies and key capabilities that you are looking at currently to prepare and to support Homeland Security in the future?
Right. So there are a number of big initiatives that the home team of Singapore is pushing out over the next few years. We are looking ahead and we are always thinking about what comes next. So say, for example, in terms of clearance of people, of goods, of vehicles, we're looking at a breeze-through kind of clearance where you don't even have gates, where you go through and then the biometrics will be picked up, right? And then if the person is clear, which is most people, they are free to go, right? And anyone who has come to Singapore, in and out of Singapore, I hope they would have had a very good experience coming in and living Singapore, because we really aim to make it as hassle-free for anyone, but yet maintaining the security requirements. So that is one of the big initiatives that we are moving towards.
Yeah, so biometrics is really key, one of the key technologies that you're looking at, right?
That's right, yeah. And also in the area of video analytics, so using video analytics and AI, artificial intelligence, to be able to replicate the work that is previously done by humans. And we believe that when you use a lot of such technology, the consistency of it, the reliability of it will be much better than human, because humans are subject to human fatigue. Yeah. So the whole idea behind it is to really use technology to force multiply what we can do with less people in Singapore.
Using technology as for the benefit of people, right?
Yes, safety correctly. And security, that's right, yeah.
And so you have developed a partnership with Millipol Asia Pacific in April, and you will bring your TXS summit into Millipol. Can you tell us a little more about this?
Right. So we first met Prefect Yan Juno, who's the president of the Millipol network, during the 2022 Millipol Asia Pacific, and what was very interesting was that when we discussed, we realized that we had common objectives in not just the collaboration between the two ministries, Ministry of Home Affairs and the Ministry of Interior of France. We had very common objectives in bringing the thought leadership in science and technology in Homeland Security to the next level. And we felt, both sides felt that we were all ready to form a new partnership and to go into this. And we signed an MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, and from what I understand, it is one of the shortest time that was taken. It was done in a matter of just 3 months or so for both governments to agree on the terms, right? And with CVPO, and we signed it. And here we are at Millipol Paris to tell people about TechX Summit Millipol Asia Pacific 2024, and as well as here to expand our network with the other agencies as well. Yeah.
Good. Well, I hope you had a good time there. But it's not finished, but you're having a good time here and meeting interesting companies and industry. Can you also tell us how you work with the industry? How do you facilitate this exchanges between the industry and government in order to identify at best the needs and in order to be able to design the necessary solutions?
I think before we talk about working with the industry, we first have to talk about fulfilling the needs, the operational needs of the Homeland Security agencies. So what HTX does, we are the single S&T agency. What we do is we work directly with the operational agencies. In fact, we have many of our scientists and engineers that are embedded within the operational units. So we work very closely with them so that we can understand their operational requirements. And once we have the operational requirements, we will map out the entire requirement for the entire ministry. What we always strive to do at a more strategic level is to develop solutions that are on an enterprise and an integrated approach. So say, for example, if you have a technology for immigration clearance, you could possibly use the same technology for a very big event like the F1, which we host every year, the night race. And because it's just moving people through, a lot of people in the shortest amount of time in the most safe manner. So, so we do look out for opportunities like that where we look across the home team and we bundle them up together. We take an enterprise approach and integrated approach. Once we are clear that this is more or less the way to go, then we will tap onto the industry. What are the solutions out there that you have that can fulfill our requirements? Yeah. So that forms quite a big part of the requirement. We also have an innovation center called HTX, and HTX was launched this year in May. And what we do is we have open innovation challenges. Okay, and we will curate all the operational statements from the police, the life-saving force, from the prisons department, and then we will put the statements out there. And the startups come in and they will bid. They will bid for the job, right? And each success, and the next grant call is going to, the next innovation call is going to be in February 2024. If they are successful, each of the startup will have about 70,000 euros, up to 70,000 euros per problem statement to deliver the solution. So we believe when you look across the entire suite of operational requirements, there is not a one-size-fits-all solution. You have to look at it and find the best way to do it. Just to explain a little bit more, we also have a program called the Strategic Partnership for Innovation, which is the SPI. These are more targeted at certain niche capabilities. For example, if a certain company is very good at, say, facial recognition or biometrics identification, we work with the company and we sign an MOU, right? And they become our strategic partner for innovation. The benefit of getting onto this program is that the procurement cycle is shortened, a lot shortened, and that helps us to deliver capability together. So as a whole, when we look at the entire operational requirements for the home team, all the different enforcement agencies, we really have to take a more strategic view, and then we have to map it out longer term, medium term, short term, which are the solutions that works best for you.
Yeah, so it's really a sort of a global process, supporting companies from the very beginning to along the development to sort of strengthen the ecosystem, right? And so that's something I guess that you will also put into light at the TXS summit in April. The sort of vibrating innovative ecosystem, and I bet visitors here who will be attending as well Milipol Asia Pacific /TXS Summit in April will be delighted to see it as well. Many thanks, Shen, for taking the time to explain us this interesting organization that I think very few of us knew at then. Very many thanks, and we look forward to seeing you at the Milipol Asia in April then.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.